Hello, this is Grinstar. And I have an obsession with guitars. Probably a little unhealthy. And it's probably normal. In my mind, I need to practice and work with these things. I've spent a lot of money on them, and I wholeheartedly believe in them. I love the Shreddage series, and I just think I suck at programming these things, and I'm trying to get better. And this is always coming up. And today I am trying to chug along, having to chug along. At any rate, so I have what's supposed to be some chugs, and it doesn't sound like a chug. And there's a bit of a problem. They don't sound bad, but they're just not chuggy enough for me, right? It's like the chug 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 chug. Okay, so a bit of research into there, I figured out that you really want to play around with the velocity of these things. The velocity. And so in Bitwig, you can go here and mess with the velocity. If you got other types of applications, you can do the same thing. So we're gonna go and we're gonna mess with the velocity a bit. And it's not going to immediately give us the sound that we need, but it's going to get there. And so we got that. Now, on this contact instrument, and one of the reasons why I love these contact instruments is because of articulations. And these articulations mean that you can do, key presses and stuff like that to make them sound different. Among the differences is you got these key presses at -1 here. Thankfully, the newer contacts show you that number. But you can go from mutes to... now, it did show you what you select down here at one time, but like this is the mute, palm mutes, and this is the sustain. Right now we have it on sustain, so that's like one of our bigger problems. So we need to play around with those key switches. So we're going to go down to the -C1 all the way down here, and we're going to say, okay, on the first one we're going to do a sustain, but a little while later we're going to do a couple of palm mutes, and we're going to go back to a sustain, and maybe let me go back up into here. We're going to do some palm mute chords, and so I think this is power chords, and then oh wait a minute, that one right there. This used to say what that was at the bottom. I don't know what happened, but that's power chords, and that's power chord mute. So your sharp in that is your power chord mute. So what we want is we want the go and articulate on there the power chord mutes, so we get a lot more difference. So we'll go back into here and edit this, and we go all the way back down to here, and we said this one right there. And we do the same thing on the other side. We go, hey, I want these mutes. I want the sustain. I want maybe the power chord over here. Now, placement of these notes is also tantamount. The C2 is still too high. Let's find out, shall we? We'll go to transpose, we'll go to octave down. Already sounding better, more chunkier, more in that metal type of environment. Gotta love it. Maybe we can mess with... and probably that one. Already getting much better than what we started with, and this is the reason why I do this a lot, is because I need to practice. And okay, so sound is also a contributing factor. It actually contributes a lot. Now the tone, that kind of thing. Right now we're using a Jupiter Modern Metal tone, and we could switch guitars. And I know that like the Argent doesn't do these chugs well enough. And not only that, but in that play range, it's probably a bass note anyways. It's going to be, but like if we go like the Jazzy Clean. Even better. That metal lead sounds awesome. And then, like, we need a big squeal at the end of that one, so it could be like, wow. So, like we want to go back to being on the sustain, and then we want to be like, oh, I know why we have a lot of these, because these are 16th notes. Okay, probably better to do them in eighths, and this is entirely on me. I was wondering why I was sounding a bit quick, and if you're into the more heavy sounds, give me a minute to fix all these. Okay, we're back. That's already sounding really good in my ears. Quite proud of myself on this one, and it's taken me like a couple of years to even get to this point. Like I said, I need a lot of practice on this one. All right, so I get stuck in these, and sometimes these are kind of hard to come up with patterns and stuff like that. Make that the 16th, and I need that to come down because that is out of our scale, because I'm trying to write this to C major because I just know about the white keys. And like I said, sound matters a lot. We switch presets, and it already sounds way better on there. There's a couple other ones. Like Jupiter has some really nice tones. All right, so let me show you a for instance and switch the guitars here a second. All right, we got the Hydra. Kind of metal, but not that. Jupiter sounded much better in this one than this one. This one I think they make it for more of the higher level because it has access to it. Tricolor mutes. And let's do one more guitar. All right, and we got the recently released Argent out. So Yeah, they got dedicated keys to Chug. Not only that, but the things are a lot less slower on the Argent. I just noticed that. So maybe that's why I'm having an issue with the Argent and how it's sounding. Go to octave down on that one. Let's do the same thing on this one. I stand corrected. That thing sounds amazing when it's actually set up for chugging, at least to my ears. I'm gonna have to dog. Okay. I need to do another thing. Hold on a second. The thing you can compare against is, and I like comparing against what I hear versus other types of things. And one of the other ones that I got is Refuge Metal, and it has there are more loops and stuff like that that's put in there. There's a lot of Chug examples in how it sounds. So if you listen to that versus now this is slower because we're doing eighths instead of sixteenths. So let me go back to this and see if I can't fix this to the 16ths and be able to kind of match the chugs that we have. It's definitely a different riff, but I think the chug sound is there. A lot better than what we started with. We got a lot of difference. We got a lot of things, and if you remember, the key points are basically the very low. Actually, makes those palm mutes kind of stick even on the sustains. Using the actual palm mute key binding or the changing the articulation to the palm mute helps a bunch. Especially with the like power chord palm mutes, it brings in a lot of different type of things into the sound. There is also a couple of other things that you can do with this guitar, like effects wise and stuff. Not this guitar, but with these guitars, they have like effects and stuff like that. So you can have that type of effect, so you can plug in that key binding, get to the effect of going down, and then starting your chugs. So that would be, was it, okay. It looks like a B. Instead, we can go all the way up to like a B. Of course, you know, we're looping it back and forth. Normally, you would do a something like that, and then go into it, and then do something else. So basically, like, do the pattern to maybe like that, duplicate the pattern, fix this down to so overall, pretty cool. And then added with like drums and stuff like that, and then possibly organs. Or you know, if you're into '80s metal, kind of like I grew up, a lot of organs, a lot of synthesizers for that '80s kind of hair metal type of stuff. Dio loved using them. You know, add in some other stuff, or like Ghost and his organs, with his guitars and stuff like that would be kind of cool. You know, and some chords on there, jamming away. Pretty awesome stuff. Anyway, hope you liked the video. I know I've done this probably recently, and I'm probably going to lose a lot of views on this one. But I want to. I need to practice. I need to play around with it, and I need to get better at explaining this, so that my future self can look back on these videos and go, "Oh, that's what you did." All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you later.